Hi, and welcome to a quick tutorial on how to make a bunch of different type of wings for your rockets. So we're going to be going through these four different type of wings here that you can see, and I'll show you how to rather quickly get to those shapes. Alright, so let's begin with the red one. This one was made with a cube that I stretched out, and this one is definitely the simplest of all four. So I made it thin. I went to edge mode, selected all of these edges, and clicked the bevel tool. Right. From there, I reselected them. I went to mesh display, soften edge. Then I went to face mode, and I got rid of these two faces since they were going to be hidden inside the thrusters and the body. Finally, I went to vertex mode, selected all of them on one side, and just scaled them in. And there you go. This is the red wing here. Next one, the white one. Again, I started from a cube, brought it in, scaled it flat. Then what I did is I grabbed the face here, I clicked the extrude button up there, selected this face, clicked the extrude button again, and then after this I grabbed this edge, tried to place it correctly. Same with this one, I moved it in a little bit. Went to vertex mode, scaled these in a little, and then let's see, I'm going to move this in a little bit more. And then the final step was to grab these edges here and click the bevel tool again. Then I'm going to add a couple of segments here. Actually, I think this is going to be fine. Good. Afterwards, what you really need to make sure of is that you finish with 3 or 4-sided faces. So when you look at this face here, it has more than 4 sides. So you can fix this by using the multi-cut tool. And then I'm going to click this vertex here and this one over here, which this face is now a 4-sided face. Then I'm going to do this one over here. So now this one is 4 and this one is 3. Just make sure you repeat the same process on the other side. And there we go. Now every face, oh sorry, I just noticed these faces here don't have 4 sides either. So I'm going to quickly resolve this as well. Okay, I think this is good now. And then the final step is I went around, selected all of these edges, top and bottom, and I did the bevel again. So I'm just going to adjust the fraction, and I'm going to leave the segments as is. Finally, I will delete these end-sided faces again. I just noticed that it's causing a weird issue here with the edge. So I'm just going to clean this up. So I'm going to select the edge that's causing me an issue and press Control Delete. From there, I'm just going to go back in, click this and this vertex, and do the same on the other side. I seem to have accidentally deleted this face here. So you can resolve this by going to edge mode, select the first edge, then the second edge, and clicking the bridge tool up here. This time I'm going to use this tool up here, which is the target weld. So if you click this, actually be sure you're in vertex mode, click the first vertex and then just drag it over, and this will weld it. So this is the other option to fixing this geometry. And there we go. The final step actually that I did here is I selected all of these edges, including this one, and I just made sure that everything was soft. So mesh display, soften edge. And there we go. This is the white wing up here. The blue one is a little bit more complex. So for the next two, instead of starting with cubes, I'm going to be starting with the polypipe. So I'm going to create the polypipe. going to stay there. And I'm going to be working in 2D instead of 3D. So I'm going to get rid of the bottom part and just work with a flat image instead. So again, in face mode, I will get rid of some of the faces. One thing I did notice though is that this rocket actually comes back on itself a bit, so I'm going to keep it a little bit more than just a quarter. Same thing on this side. Then I'm going to grab from this edge all the way to here, and I'm going to scale everything outwards. From there you can grab, let's say, these two vertices, and then make it flat. Perhaps these two as well. Finally, I will grab this edge here and click the extrude button on the edge. And with my W, which is my move tool, I'm going to drag it down and then scale it in. Again, I'm just going to move this in until I'm getting the shape that I wanted. And to add the ball at the bottom, I created a cylinder that I brought over and did the same thing where I got rid of the bottom faces. I'm going to scale this in. I'm going to go to the top view actually and just make sure that it's exactly where I want it to be. Then I'm going to get rid of a couple of edges by pressing Ctrl Delete, selecting this edge, and actually you have to make sure that both of these are combined or else it won't work. So I'm going to grab both, click Combine, go into Edge Mode, select these two edges, and click the Bridge tool. And now I can just tweak this. Actually, I can just get rid of this edge. I'm not going to need it anymore. And final step is just clicking the Extrude to add the thickness back to it. And there you go. That's it. I'm seeing that this one is a hard edge, so I'm just going to soften it, and this should resolve it. Oh, sorry, I forgot to do a step here. So when I'm at this step over here, what you want to do is grab all of these, and then with your scale tool, just scale them flat. Now you're going to be guaranteed that everything's going to work good. And again, just bevel, bring it up, and then we're good. So this is the blue wing. Move it over. And finally, this one was made using a very similar technique where I grabbed a polypipe, deleted the bottom faces, duplicated the object a little further down, grab both, click Combine up here, and then I used the Bridge tool between the both of them. See, sometimes if you select more than one, it might cause an issue. So I'm just going to do this one by one here. Make sure you have two selected. And then I made it flat by selecting all of these. And then what I did is I also grabbed all of these ones here and made these flat. And same with this. And then I added an edge loop in the middle. So this way I had enough geometry for me to start bending it. And the way I did the bend is instead of trying to do it manually, what I did is I created the deform lattice. Went to right click, lattice points, pushed it in, selected my object, went edit, delete all by type history. Right? So at least I had my shape. I wasn't too fond of the oval here, so what I did is I just manually brought it back to a circle. And there you go. After that, it's just about rotating everything, making sure it's good. So I'm just unselecting from my selection. Rotate, move, so forth. And when you have a shape that you're happy with, you can just grab the whole thing and bevel it again, and you're going to have something very similar to that. And there you go. That's a couple of tricks on how to make a bunch of different wings. I hope this was helpful. Thank you very much.